Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have this quick and easy crop top. It's perfect for beginners. All you need is a weight 3 yarn and a 3mm crochet hook. In this tutorial I make a size extra small. For all other sizes check out my blog crochetwithcarrie.com. The yarn I used for this top was Fluffy Day from Hobby. This is a weight 3 yarn. It's also acrylic. I would really suggest that you do use an acrylic yarn or some sort of animal fibre yarn, as they give more stretch than a cotton yarn, so just keep that in mind when you're making your top. We're going to start off by making the front of our top, and we're going to begin by making a chain of 37. Once you have 37 chains, we're going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook, and then we're going to double crochet into every chain all the way across until we reach the second last chain. So once you've double crocheted all the way across and you have one chain left, we're going to make 5 double crochets into that last stitch. And we're going to place a stitch marker into the third double crochet of that group of 5 double crochets. So now, working on the opposite side, we're going to make 35 double crochets all the way across. At the end of the row, your last stitch should be on top of that chain 2, because that chain 2 counts as a double crochet. For the next row, chain 2 and then turn your work. This chain 2 counts as your first double crochet, so double crochet into the next stitch and then continue placing 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way up until you reach your stitch marker. Once you reach your stitch marker, place 5 double crochets into that stitch, place your stitch marker into the third double crochet, and then you're going to continue placing 1 double crochet into all the remaining stitches. And you're going to repeat this row until you have a total of 8 rows. So here I have 8 rows completed. Next we're going to work some double crochet up along the side. So continuing on from where your hook is now, we're going to chain 2. This chain 2 counts as your first double crochet. Then you're going to make a further 35 double crochet. So once you have 36 double crochet, we're going to chain 2. This chain 2 counts as your first double crochet. Then we're going to turn our work and we're going to double crochet into every stitch all the way across. And then you're going to repeat this row until the end of row 16. Once you have 16 rows completed, we're going to fasten off. So now your piece will look like this. You're going to go ahead now and make a second piece the very same way, but you're going to, when you fasten off with the second piece, you're going to leave a long tail. So now you should have 2 identical pieces. Next you're going to sit them side by side just like so, and then with your long tail and your yarn needle we're going to seam the 2 pieces together. So once your 2 parts are stitched together, we're going to flip over the 2 front parts, and then with our yarn needle and some yarn we're going to stitch the 2 front parts together. Just keep in mind that the higher up you stitch, that determines the depth of your neckline. Once you have your 2 front parts stitched together, you're just going to fasten off and weave in all your ends. So once our 2 front parts are stitched together, we're going to flip over our work, and just there where the back seam is, we're going to attach our yarn, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet all the way around the bottom edge. Once your yarn is attached, insert your hook, pull your yarn through and then chain 1. Next you're going to place 2 single crochet at the end of every double crochet row. So right here you can see your double crochet rows. at the end of each of those rows, place 2 single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around the entire bottom edge of the top. So once you've single crocheted all the way around the bottom edge, we're going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet. Then we're going to chain 11. Then single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet into each of the next 9 chains. So now you should have 10 single crochet. So next we're going to make a slip stitch into each of the next 2 single crochet. Then turn your work. So next we're going to skip over those 2 slip stitches and we're going to work into the back loop of the next 10 single crochet. So go ahead and skip over those 2 slip stitches, and then working into the back loop, make 10 single crochet. Next, chain 1 and then turn your work. Make 10 single crochet working into the back loop only. And then make a slip stitch into each of the next 2 single crochet. And you're going to repeat that. You're going to turn your work, skip over those 2 slip stitches, make 10 single crochet working into the back loop. At the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work, make 10 single crochet working into the back loop, and then slip stitch into each of the next 2 single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around the entire bottom edge. So now that you've reached all the way around, we're just going to slip stitch the 2 ends together. You can slip stitch, or you can just use a yarn needle and some yarn and just stitch it together. It's completely up to you. So now that we have the bottom edge done, we're going to start working on our straps. And we're going to attach our yarn here at the stitch marker, and we're going to make a chain of about 30 or 40. It depends on how long you want your strap. So go ahead and insert your hook into that stitch and then pull your yarn through. And then we're just going to tie a knot. Then insert your hook, pull your yarn through, and then make a chain of 30 or 40, just as long as the strap is long enough to go over your shoulder and attach to the back of your top. So once your strap is long enough, we're just going to flip our top over towards the back, and we're going to connect that strap to our back with just a few slip stitches. So just mark out where you think your strap should be connected, and we're going to make 2 slip stitches. Then we're going to single crochet into each of these chains all the way up along your strap. So once you've single crocheted all the way up along your strap, you're going to slip stitch into that stitch that has your chain coming out of it, and then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. You're going to fasten off, just cut your yarn and you can weave in your ends. And then you're going to do the same thing for your second strap. You're going to attach your yarn here and then make your chain and do the same thing as your first strap. And your top is now finished. If you liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe. Don't forget the free written pattern is on my blog crochetwithcarrie.com. So until next time, take care.